Da-da-da. As you can tell, I'm quite excited. I've done it. I've finally done it. I have lived in the London Borough of Bexley for 4 years. And yesterday, I finally joined the library. I signed up. And I know that's not that big deal to most people, but I found it so exciting. I have not stepped foot into a library since I was at school. So years ago, oh my goodness. So I went in there and it gave me all the feels. The staff are always so lovely, and I thought this would be quite a nice video to share my signing up experience. I know it's not that deep, but if there's anyone that's hyped about libraries as much as I am right now, I want to find my people. So I'm going to go through some questions now. Why I joined the library, how I joined the library, what this library card includes, and give you an overview of all of the libraries in the London Borough of Bexley and let you know what books I got. I literally was walking home so happy. I had a coffee, I had a great time. I actually have a little clip because I wanted to like remember the moment, remember the happiness. I know that sounds so weird and corny, but I was just in such a good mood. I was like, let me just get a little film. The sun was hitting, so I'll pop that in here. I'm so happy. So why did I join the library? Well, a few reasons. One is the fact that I don't want to buy as many books. I don't want to overconsume. I know being online and being in the book world online, we always feel pressured to buy books, even though we have tons that we haven't read at home. It's kind of another hobby, isn't it? Reading is a hobby and buying books is now a hobby. So I wanted to take a step back from that a little bit and try and borrow some books. And I think if I really, really love the book, I'll buy it. Because again, I want to support the author. So if I'm in love with it, I will end up buying it, I reckon. But then again, I won't buy it firsthand, I'll buy it secondhand. But I guess they don't end up getting the money, do they? See, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my book journey going forward. Like, I want to support the author, but I don't want to overconsume books, as in buying loads of books. I want to buy secondhand, I want to borrow, etc. Maybe, I don't know, me making videos about the books I love will help promote the author. I'm not sure there, but the main thing is I want to buy less first-hand books. The second reason is I want to be more involved in my community. I think England right now, it's pretty dire in terms of communities and how politics is going. So I feel I want to be connected to basically the area that I live in, and a way to do that is to go to the library, sign up for some events. And actually, when I walked into the library to sign up and get a library card, there was this like advertisement at the reception, and it was like volunteer this summer, and what is it called? I think it was to help out with the summer reading challenge. So you help the kids that come into the library for that challenge. So I was thinking, you know what, I might actually sign up for that. Again, it's getting involved with the community, talking to people, etc. And yeah, I just want to support that. And then third, I think libraries are a great way to find unique books, you know? Like, I feel like sometimes when you're in the shops, there's so much going on, you're limited to what you can buy because books are expensive. So I could like 4 books, but only buy 1. And usually I go into a bookstore, I look around and I love so many, but then I go away empty-handed, and I feel I could be a bit more relaxed going into the library, looking around leisurely, finding random reads. And I mean, I could borrow 14 books at a time. So I kind of have no restriction, and I think it will open me up to different genres, just different books that are not so mainstream, you know, that's pushed out on Book Talk and BookTube, trying to find those hidden gems. So they are the 3 main reasons. Honestly, I'm just so excited. Moving on to how I joined the library, like the logistics behind it, what I needed, finding your local library, and just my whole experience signing up. I don't know why it was such a feat for me to join the library. It took me 4 years. It always seemed like such a big task, but it's the easiest thing in the world, and I regret not doing it sooner. So I hope I can get through to some people. If you're putting it off, go and do it. The first thing I did was look up where my local library was, because in England, you can go into any library in the whole of the UK. You don't need a membership to go in and browse, but you do need to be a member of the library to borrow books and to have access to all of their materials, because they've got DVDs, like videos, audiobooks, obviously books, but then they also have a lot of materials and like computers, etc. So I think you need a library card in order to use all of those things. So I looked up my postcode and it told me that I can access all of the libraries in the London Borough of Bexley. Once I knew that, I basically looked up my closest one and just went to the desk and said, can I join the library? But don't forget, you will need a form of ID, and the ID needs to have your name on it and your address, because they need to check that you are part of that borough or county, wherever you live in the UK. They'll just check that you can become a member of that actual library. So I just took my driving license and that was it. I was signed up. The librarian that served me, she was so lovely. She walked me through basically like the opening times, what you can get access to via the library card. So this is what the library card looks like. She's cute and basic and I love her. Now with this, I can go into the library and borrow a maximum of 14 books at a time. I can keep the book out for 3 weeks, and if I go over a day, it's 40p per book per day. So if you rent out 12 books and you don't return them, you can really rack up a massive library fee. But then you also get access to Libby. Now, when I was young, Libby didn't exist, and I know Libby is now used in schools, but for me, that app is so alien to me, and I did go on it and I find it quite confusing. I'm gonna have to practice using the interface and Google and watch some YouTube videos on how to use Libby effectively, efficiently. But I know you can use that and you have access to a lot more books, ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, etc. But I think on Libby, you can only borrow 4 books at a time. And the librarian said to me that the only issue with Libby is that they can take off the books at any time. So you could be halfway through reading and then it will just go. I don't know if she meant that that would happen after 3 weeks. She probably did. I can't imagine you'd be borrowed it 1 week and then it just randomly disappears off your Libby app. Surely not. If you know, comment below. But she gave me the vibe that it's good, but then it doesn't have, it has some faults. Now, how many libraries are in the London Borough of Bexley? And there's actually a lot. There's 12 libraries and 6 of them are community managed libraries. So they're managed by the community and they're not just in library buildings. They could be in churches or little centres, etc. But the main 6 are Central Library, Crayford Library, Earth Library. That is not how you pronounce that.
Erith.
Erith. There we go. Sidcup, Thamesmead and Welling. And then the community libraries is Bexley Village Community Library, Blackfen, Boston, North Heath, Slade Green and Hobury, and Upper Belvedere. And I don't know, let me know what you think. I might do a little review of all of the libraries, let you know which one I preferred, and I might go to all of them and see which one I like the most and let you know my opinions and kind of rank them all. Let me know if you'd be interested in that, but I definitely want to go and explore all of these libraries. Now, the one that I went to was the Central Library, and while I was there, I did think about filming so I can show you guys in this video what the library was like, but I just felt a bit uncomfortable because a lot of students use that library to revise and meet up, so I didn't feel that comfortable filming in there and getting students in the background. People go there to relax And obviously it's a quiet environment, it feels quite intimate, so I decided not to film. And I'll just put up some pictures here of the library, but I had the best time. I think I was in there an hour and a half, and I only went to go in there to get this card, and I ended up exploring in there. And the librarian was great because instantly, you know me, I said to her, do you have any manga? And they do have a manga section, but it was tiny, sadly. But I did get some manga selections. I can't wait to show you. All of their other sections are quite big. They had the fiction downstairs, which literally included everything. There were so many books like thriller, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, etc. You know the drill. And then upstairs, it was like the quiet area, and that's where all of the non-fiction books were. And I think they run events up there. I didn't extensively look at everything, so if I do those review videos, I'll definitely go back and properly have a rummage around the whole place and visit upstairs, because I didn't even go upstairs. And I think that's everything. I am just so excited. It was so fun going in there, and it was relaxing. I don't know how to describe the feeling, but it felt good borrowing books. It really did. I don't know what it was. I got a massive high from it, so I feel like I'm gonna become a library addict, and I can't wait. So let's quickly go through all of the books that I borrowed. I borrowed 5 in total. 4 are manga, and then 1 was a romance book. First up, we have Alice in Borderland. I have looked at this manga so many times when I go into bookshops. It's always there and it always looks intriguing. I love the front cover, and I borrowed volume 1 and 2. They're the only volumes they have, and I know how many volumes does this series has. It's got 18 volumes, so I don't know if I'm able to ask them to get more copies. I don't think that's a thing. So sadly, I only think I have 2 volumes to read, like borrowed. And the thing is, these books are expensive. They're £16. So that's why I've always been put off getting it. So I'm so happy, anyway, that I've borrowed it. Blah, 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 blah. You know how excited I am. So the vibe that I'm getting from the blurb is this guy, I'm assuming it's got to be him, but we have a boy who thinks school sucks. And is he a bit of a bad guy? It says school sucks. His love life is a joke and his future feels like impending doom. Basically, the vibe is that he's pretty fed up and sick of life. And one night he's chilling with his friends and there's a big explosion and they all wake up in this world, and it's gamified, isn't it? Yeah. But this new world isn't a paradise, it's a vicious game. And the only way to survive is to play. So it gives you the option, do you play or do you not play? And if you don't play, and if you do play, you have to fight to survive. And that's it, it's about that. It's about, I'm assuming, him and his friends being stuck in this game and trying to get out. I cannot wait. I'm buzzing too. And you know what? I love that the cover is like reversible. Like you can hold it or stack it anyway. Love it. I can't wait to start it. The pickings are slim in the library for the manga section. And the next 2, they sang to me. So this one is Yasha Haim, Princess Half Demon. This has 8 volumes and there's apparently expected to be 10 volumes in total to the series. So 2 volumes to go. And the vibe I'm getting is this girl isn't a normal human, but she has no memory of where she's come from, what world she's from, etc. But she has magical abilities and she has to hide them at school. And she's got a bit of a rocky school life. Some people love her, some people hate her, like they're a bit scared of her, etc. But one day she gets transported to a different world. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. Yeah, here we go. It says, until the day a demon attacks and she finds herself transported to the feudal era Japan. So maybe she's from that time period back in the day. I'm not sure. And she gets transported with her twin and her cousin. And then when they're there, they get given a mission. Oh, it also says the 3 young women set out to find their parents, heal a rift in time, and fulfill their royal destiny. So they must be royals. I mean, that sounds very interesting, and I can't wait to try it out. And then the last manga we have is... I don't know how to pronounce this name. I think it's pronounced Magile Mire. I do apologise if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this sounds hilarious. Again, I don't think I would have picked this up in a normal store, like a bookshop. And I've heard no one speak about this online, so I really feel like I'm going to be able to find some unique mangas to read. And I have high hopes for this one. How many volumes does it have? There is 17 volumes. And the 17th volume is coming out June the 4th, 2025. So this is an ongoing manga. When did this manga series start? It started in 2022. I mean, that cover does not make me feel like it's a new manga. Like a modern manga, but it is. So this story follows Kana, and I believe she's looking for a job. She's trying to find a job, but she's not getting a job anywhere. But she's really smart, she's got a great memory, she's very skilled, but she's just not making it through the interview stages. She's trying to keep a positive attitude, but it seems like her bad luck is getting worse when a monster crashes her latest interview. As havoc ensues, she finds herself helping the magical girl who comes to their rescue and ends up with more than just her life in return. Meet the newest magical girl at, the name of this manga is Magical Girls Included. So she gets hired because she helps her. And I can't wait. It sounds really, really funny. So it says this job is exterminating monsters. And it says it's exciting, it's fast paced, it gets you thrusted into the action instead of sitting behind a desk. It says there's over 500 magical girl companies now in operation. You're sure to find a position and a uniform that fits. It sounds like a good comedy. It's got magic in there, a bit of action. It's got obviously have some action. They're going to be battling monsters, but it sounds really funny. I can't wait to get stuck into this. And then lastly, we have the only like traditional fiction book, and it is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I think this is her latest release. Let me quickly check that. I'm not ready for this video. I came into this really underprepared, just like, I'm gonna talk about the library, and I'm really messing this up. It's a 2024 novel. Has Emily Henry had a release this year? Let's have a look. Oh, she has. Okay. Her latest release is Great Big Beautiful Lies. No, Great Big Beautiful Life. So this is her second latest release. Anyway, that doesn't even matter. But when I saw this, I mean, the cover, it looks great. Emily Henry, I've only read Book Lovers. Where is it? And I really actually enjoyed that book. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I loved the ending. Actually, it was one of the best endings of a romance book I've read in quite a while. So when I saw this lovely bright cover, I was sold. And then when I read the blurb, I laughed my head off purely at the blurb. So I was like, this is going to be a really fun summery read. Get me in the summer vibes, even though we're in spring. This blurb did a number on my brain. But this story follows a woman who gets invited to her ex's wedding, and her ex is marrying his childhood friend. And what ends up happening is the woman gets in contact. I don't know how she meets him, but she befriends or meets his ex's fiance's ex. I hope you're following me here, but she meets, the other ex, and they bond or they form an alliance to, I don't know, go to the wedding together and make everyone jealous. I have no idea what their goal is, but it's about the exes meeting up, becoming in cahoots, forming a plan, and going to this wedding. And how it described the end is, They enter into a fake relationship, but it's all just for show, of course, because there's no way Daphne would actually start her new chapter by falling in love with her ex's fiance's new fiance's ex, right? Do you get what I mean? My head was spinning a little bit after reading that, but it sounded really funny and I can't wait to read it and see what it's all about. It seems like it could be opposites attract because it mentions that this guy is completely like the opposite of who she usually goes for, etc. I hope it's as good as Book Lovers. If you've read it, let me know if you preferred Funny Story or Book Lovers, and then once I read it, I'll let you know how I found it. Anyway, I've yapped and yapped and yapped. This was meant to be a really short video and I don't think it's that short any longer. Let me know whether you're a library card member. I don't know many people that have joined the library, so I don't think it's a flex or anything like that. I hope this doesn't come across as me trying to be like, I've joined the library. Anything like that. I was just really excited. I wanted to share my experience and hype up the library. And if you are someone that's signed up to your local library, comment below what the last book you borrowed was. That's quite fun. Obviously, you know mine. And let me know if it's more than one, like me, if you got a little too excited, because now I'm feeling the pressure of having to read all these books in 3 weeks. But anyway, I want that library love in the comments section. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.